everyone. Today we are going to learn concept of work energy theorem related to springs. First, what is spring force? The spring force is nothing but Fs is equals to minus Kx. As always, the force which is produced by the spring will be always in the opposite direction towards the displacement. That the value of the cos theta, the theta will be equal to 180 degrees. So minus. So spring force is minus Ks, where value x is elongation or compression. And K is nothing but spring constant. Depending on the type of the spring and the material is used, the spring constant value changes. Then here, now let us see a problem. Here a spring is attached to a vertical end, where other end of the spring is attached to a mass, a block of mass m. Here then F net will be equal to, as I said before, the spring force always act in the opposite direction. The force is acting towards the right, then the spring force acts in the left direction, so that F net will be equal to, F net is equals to spring force minus force which we applied, force applied minus spring force, that is Fs, that is equals to F applied minus Kx. Here we should not consider the minus sign again, as I already considered the sign before. So now we should take only the magnitude. That's clear. In the next problem, here the force is acting in the opposite direction, that is towards the vertical wall. So the spring force will act in the opposite direction, that is towards this side. So again F net will be equal to F minus Kx, that is Ma is equals to F minus Kx. That's clear. Next, the other end of the spring is attached to a plate, and a mass m is coming with a initial velocity v, and finally comes to a rest after hitting the wooden plate. So what will be the initial velocity? V initial is equals to how much? Here, by applying work energy theorem, work due to gravitational force plus work due to normal force plus work due to spring force will be equal to change in kinetic energy. Then work due to gravitation, the gravitation always acts towards downward direction, and the block is displacing towards the left. So in cos theta, value of theta will be 90 degrees. So gravitational force will be equal to 0. And the normal reaction acts in the perpendicular to the block. In the same manner, normal reaction also will be equal to 0 as gravitation. And the spring force will have always in the opposite direction. The work done due to the spring force will be equal to minus half kx square. Then final velocity as it comes to rest, k final will be equal to 0 minus k initial will be equal to half mv square. Then we are left with half kx square is equals to half kx square is equals to half mv square. Half of will get cancelled. Then v square will be equal to kx square by m. The value of v will be equal to under root of kx square by m. So x square will be converted to x. We are left with under root k by m. That's clear. Let's see another similar problem related to before problem. Here, as in the before problem, the block of mass m is coming towards the spring, but here the other free end of the spring is directly attached to the block of mass m and is dragged with the initial velocity u. So what will be the initial velocity if finally it comes to the rest? So here work due to the different forces acting, a gravitational force plus normal force plus frictional force, spring force will be equal to change in kinetic energy. So Work done due to gravitational force will be equal to 0. Work done due to normal reaction will be also equal to 0. Work done due to frictional force will be equal to minus half k x square. Then final velocity is equal to 0 and initial velocity will be equal to half mv square. Then what we are left with half kx square is equals to half mv square. Then value of v, that is the initial velocity, will be equal to x times of under root k by m. That's clear. Simple. Here in this situation, a block of mass m is placed on a smooth inclined plane of height h is equals to 10 meters, and in the downward a spring is attached towards a vertical end where the spring constant is equals to 100. Then he asks us to find what will be the elongation or compression of the spring. Here work done due to the different forces acting are work done due to gravitation plus work done due to normal plus spring force will be equal to change in kinetic energy, where the initial velocity is equal to 0 and the final velocity is also equal to 0 as the block come to rest. So work done due to gravitation will be equal to mgh as a displacement in the downward direction, the gravitation also downward direction, so plus mgh. Work done due to the normal reaction will be always equal to 0. Work done by the spring force will be equal to minus half k x square, and the final velocity and initial velocity both are 0, so that changing kinetic energy also will be equal to 0. So finally we are left with mgh is equals to half k x square, where the value of m is equals to 1. I am taking the gravitational as 10 and the value of h is equal to 10. Half value of k is 100 into x square. Then 100 get cancelled. Then x square will be equal to 2, that is x is equals to root 2, that is 1.4 meters. So compression, the value of compression of the spring is 1.4 meters. That's clear. Initial velocity is 0 because the block is left freely, and the final velocity is 0 because the block finally comes to rest. So that's why initial velocity and final velocity are 0. That's clear. A block of mass m is left freely towards a spring which is attached to a horizontal plate of mass m is equals to 0. Then what will be the compression of the spring? Here work done due to gravitation will be equal to mgh plus compression of the spring. This is very important. We need to consider the compression of the spring also, that is x. So total height will be h plus x is equals to, and the spring force will be equal to minus half k x square is equals to changing kinetic energy, that is equal to 0. Then mgh plus x is equals to half k x. The given values in the question, we could be able to find the value of x. Simple. Next, here spring is compressed with the help of a block of mass m, that is 1 kg, to a distance of 1 meter. Then they asked us to find the range of the block on the ground. So here, by applying the work energy theorem, work done due to gravitation is equal to 0 and work done due to normal reaction is also equal to 0. Then work done due to the spring force will be equal to half k x square. The spring is compressed towards this direction. Half k x square will be equal to half mv square. Then value of k is equal to 100. Value of x nothing but 1 square 1, mass 1 kg into v square. So v will be equal to 10 meter per second. Then in order to find the range, what is the formula of the range? R is equals to initial velocity into time period. We know the initial velocity, that is equal to 10 meter per second. Then what will be the time period? In order to find the time period, t is equals to under root 2h by g. We learn these formulas in the projectile motion. That is 2 into what is the value of h? 20 by 10 will be equal to, time period will be equal to under root 4, nothing but 2 seconds. Then r is equals to u into t. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. From 1 and 2 we can say that 10 into 2 is nothing but range is equals to 20 meters. That's clear. It's half kx square minus half m vi square. Both minus signs will get cancelled. The final concept here, a block is attached to a spring. A block is attached to a spring. If the spring is initially in its natural length and the block is allowed to fall freely, then find the elongation in the spring when the block will be in equilibrium. Block will be in equilibrium means the velocity will be equal to 0, and also find the maximum elongation of the spring. That's clear. Fine. Here F net will be equal to mg minus kx, as they ask us to find the elongation of the spring when the block is in equilibrium, so that acceleration will be equal to 0. That is F net will be equal to 0 is equals to mg minus kx. So mg will be equal to kx. Then value of x will be equal to mg by k. So elongation is will be equal to mg by k. They also ask us to find the maximum elongation of the spring. Here in the equilibrium position, the maximum elongation of the spring will be equal to twice that of the normal elongation. Maximum elongation of the spring will be equal to twice that of normal elongation in equilibrium. That's clear. We need to remember that maximum elongation of the spring will be equal to twice that of normal elongation in equilibrium. This condition will be applicable when the spring is in when the system is in equilibrium position. Another problem related to this concept. Here it's a smooth inclined plane making an angle theta. Here it attached with a spring. Mass m is attached. So what will be the maximum elongation of the spring if the block is left freely in the equilibrium position? Then x max will be equal to 2 mg sin theta by k, as we know that x is equals to mg by k. If they ask for the maximum elongation, x will be equal to, x max will be equal to 2 mg by k. So x max will be equal to 2 mg sin theta by k. Here gravitational force will be acting towards downward direction, making an angle theta. So mg sin theta, 2 mg sin theta by k. That's clear. Hope you understand clearly about the concept of springs related to work energy theorem. For any online tuitions, please contact me 9866019191. The number is also given in the description. In my next class, I am going to explain you the concept of power, which is very important. So don't miss any of my class. Please stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Take care. Have a nice day.